Joe Rogan recently weaved a tapestry of linguistic virtuosity, blending his UFC heritage, political satire, and historical anecdotes into analyzing the potential MMA match between Jake Paul and Nate Diaz.
So they're just setting up the MMA fight.
But Nate's saying he's not going to fight him in PFL.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. He's doing
PFL
and shit.
Jake does have a PFL contract, right?
What's cool is Logan came over from he competed in WWE tonight and came over.
Dude, look at Logan's outfit.
Yeah, it's
That
WWE.
outfit's ridiculous.
Oh, I don't want to see him fight Tommy Fury.
So he wants a Tommy Fury rematch?
He needs to fight KSI.
The thing is, it's like if he wants to fight Nate in an MMA fight and the PFL comes with that long money, who knows? You know, he's saying, I want to do that PFL, but what does he mean by that? It's an MMA fight. Like, is he wanting to get back in the UFC so he could fight Conor McGregor? So he fights Jake and then he fights Conor? Because if he fights Conor next, that kind of still is valid.
Correct.
Like if Conor said, I want to fight Nate Diaz,
yeah, it's still good.
That's still good.
And I think if he signs a deal with PFL, Dana's going to be like, then you ain't getting that Conor fight, son.
Right. Yeah, probably. You know, I mean, I don't know. But it's interesting.
Does Logan got something lined up?
Yeah.
What is he doing? He's having a fight?
Him and KSI are fighting on the same card.
Yeah, in October.
They're fighting
Against who?
different people?
Yeah, different people.
KSI's fighting Tommy Fury, and they haven't announced Logan's.
KSI's about to get his ass whipped by Tommy Fury.
KSI is fighting Tommy Fury?
Who is that?
idea.
Who's KSI?
He's a real famous YouTuber. He's massive in England. Massive.
And he
bigger
boxes?
than Logan. Yeah, he boxes.
He's got skills, but Tommy Fury's on another level.
He doesn't have more skills than Jake.
No.
And Tommy Fury pieced up Jake.
Right.
It doesn't make a ton of sense.
Well,
But
he's
wasn't that
bold.
a split decision? You said pieced up? Wasn't that a split decision?
No, I don't think it was split.
He just said it was split.
Really?
I think it was split.
Yeah.
Tommy
that's what
Fury
he said.
definitely won that fight.
I thought he won the fight, but it was a good fight.
Yeah, it was
a
all
good,
right.
solid fight.
Yeah. But the moneymaker is Logan versus Jake, and then Jake versus KSI. I don't know why he wants to fight Tommy. Who gives a fuck, bro?
I think he just wants to get it back for his ego, I guess, probably.
He said he actually, I think, well, the closed captioning I read said he doesn't want that. He said that's on the drawing board, but he said he didn't want that.
Oh, good for him.
Oh, I see.
But that could be a misinterpretation.
Yeah.
Because it said Remax instead of rematch.
All right, boys. This
Oh,
was a
dude.
lot of fucking
4
fun.
hours.
4 hours of
This was
fury.
a lot of fun. Good
Dude.
times.
Dude.
How many were these?
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and fellow lovers of the English language, I stand before you today to expound upon the recent discourse initiated by the Venerable Joe Rogan, a man whose mellifluous voice and astute observations have graced the airwaves of the podcasting realm. In his latest episode, Rogan delved into the realm of pugilism, specifically the tantalizing prospect of a pugnacious encounter between the pugilistic prodigy Jake Paul and the esteemed Nate Diaz, a paragon of mixed martial arts prowess. Rogan, in his inimitable style, questioned the whereabouts of Nate Diaz in the hallowed halls of the Professional Fighters League, or PFL for short. He pondered whether Jake Paul, in all his pugilistic glory, possessed a contractual obligation to the PFL, thus casting doubt upon the likelihood of a confrontation between the two combatants. The intricacies of contractual obligations in the realm of pugilism are indeed a labyrinthine enigma, one that even the most erudite of legal minds may struggle to unravel. Furthermore, Rogan ventured into the realm of conjecture, speculating upon Jake Paul's yearning for an MMA encounter with the illustrious Nate Diaz. He mused upon the possibility of Jake's triumphant return to the Ultimate Fighting Championship, where he could potentially cross paths with the enigmatic Conor McGregor. The mere thought of such a clash of titans sends shivers down the spine and ignites the flames of anticipation within the hearts of fight enthusiasts worldwide. In his sagacious analysis, Rogan also delved into the validity of a Diaz-McGregor rematch, a contest that would undoubtedly captivate the collective consciousness of the pugilistic realm. The implications of a potential deal with the PFL were not lost on Rogan, as he astutely postulated that such an arrangement could potentially impact the likelihood of a McGregor-Paul encounter. a prospect that has tantalized fight aficionados for quite some time. Most importantly, the presence of a strong competitor like the PFL compels the UFC to up its game, both in terms of fighter compensation and event production. The UFC, being the proverbial Goliath of the MMA world, cannot afford to rest on its laurels when faced with a worthy adversary. This leads to increased financial investments in fighter contracts, event promotion, and overall production value, as the UFC strives to maintain its position at the apex of the MMA pyramid. Moreover, the existence of a viable alternative like the PFL provides fighters with more bargaining power when negotiating contracts. The UFC, in order to retain top-tier talent and attract promising prospects, must offer competitive compensation packages. This not only benefits the fighters themselves but also contributes to the overall growth and sustainability of the sport. After all, a well-compensated fighter is a motivated fighter, ready to unleash their pugilistic prowess upon the canvas of combat. The conversation, like a river meandering through the verdant plains of discourse, then shifted to the sartorial choices of Logan Paul, Jake's esteemed sibling. Rogan, with his discerning eye, commented upon Logan's attire, expressing a modicum of disinterest in witnessing Logan's pugilistic endeavors against the formidable Tommy Fury. The rationale behind Logan's desire to engage in fisticuffs with Fury, considering the latter's previous defeat at the hands of Jake Paul, was a subject of bewilderment for Rogan, a conundrum that perplexed even the most astute of fight enthusiasts. There is speculation on social media about Logan Paul could potentially face Tyron Woodley, a former UFC welterweight champion who has recently ventured into the boxing realm. Woodley's knockout power and reputation within the MMA community would add an exciting dynamic to a potential matchup with Logan. George Masvidal, another prominent MMA fighter known for his aggressive fighting style and fan-friendly persona, could also provide a lucrative challenge for Logan Paul. Masvidal's popularity and ability to deliver thrilling knockouts would make a fight between him and Logan an intriguing spectacle. A momentary discrepancy arose during the discussion, as Rogan initially proclaimed that the outcome of the Jake Paul vs Tommy Fury bout was not a split decision. However, in a display of intellectual humility, he later entertained the possibility of such an outcome. Regardless of the verdict, Rogan acknowledged the pugilistic spectacle that unfolded before our very eyes, a display of fistic prowess that left spectators in awe. In his concluding remarks, Rogan emphasized the financial allure of certain matchups, highlighting the potential monetary success of a clash between the Paul brothers, Logan and Jake, as well as the tantalizing prospect of a Jake Paul vs KSI encounter. The motivations behind Logan's desire to engage in pugilistic combat with Tommy Fury were met with a wail of confusion by Rogan, who postulated that ego may be the driving force behind such a decision.